the contest is still on for Everest and Transamerica. Okay, but on the planning side, you have to make sure that two things. Number one, your flight information needs to be sent in by this Saturday. If you don't send in your flight info by this Saturday, you will not get picked up at the airport. Okay, so you must send in your flight info by March 10th so that they can arrange all of the buses and transportation for pickup and drop off at the airport. Okay, so do not forget, flight info by March 10th, this Saturday. And then also, if we can show the visa one, okay? I know a lot of people have been getting confused about the visa. Technically, yes, you can get it on arrival based on a tip sheet that they sent out. But honestly, if I were you, I don't recommend that one. Okay, if you really want to risk it, like or last minute, you get somebody last minute to come for whatever reason, if you need to do that, but if you can, try the first two options. Either go to your local embassy, Vietnam embassy, or to do e-visa. Because the thing is, if you do the one on arrival, what if for some reason, what if you get denied? Then you're already in Vietnam, but then you cannot pass the airport. Does that make sense? So it's better if you can, now that we still have a few months ahead, to try the other two ways. Don't just because it's an option to choose that one. And then I don't want to see anybody, you have to wait for us a week at the airport, okay?
Okay,
But speaking about Vietnam and Transamerica, we want to appreciate him for throwing us an awesome party. So that's why you still got to fight to qualify, okay? So remember, Everest has their contest, which is for the special right now, 6 sale for 1 ticket or 10 sales for 2 tickets by the end of this month. And then for Transamerica, the 10 apps is over, but you could still do either 210 or base shop level 1, 1030. Okay, 10 recruit 30K, and you can qualify to be at this amazing Sohi Club with us and party all night long in Saigon. Trust me, we know how to party, right? So we want to thank him. And I know he not only wears Transamerica hat, but he also wears WFG hat as well.
Wow.
So that's why he always makes a joke now that we can complain to him about double the things, right? But not only that, it also means that he has double the work, and he has, you know, he also, I like to think double about WSB and our partnership with them as well. So always appreciate him for partnering with us and always finding ways to help us. Please help me welcome Mr. Victor Sanchez.
So he's a WFG member too now.
Well, good morning, WSB.
He works for Transamerica.
You know, I'm sitting here, she's talking about double the hats, double the work, and I'm looking, and I'm sitting there like, but I don't get double the pay. That's an issue, right? Join WFG. Yeah, that's how I could double my pay right there. That's absolutely right. Well, this is not my first time on webinar, but this is my first time being seen on webinar. I know Alicia always teases me about, you know, someone's got to invest or buy you a $5 camera so we can all see you. So I guess, is this the camera right here? Yeah. Hello, WSB. It's good. So now you guys can see me. You know, almost when I walked in here, the webinar was already going, and I started feeling anxious. I was like, people are yelling, you know, and then people were grabbing their phones. So I was like, getting my phone, like, I got to start, you know, talking to you guys like this. And I was like, and I talked to Swan, and he's like, oh no, this is on purpose.
Wow, so you're eating a lot. That's good.
Virtual mode zone to get people excited, and it's genius. But what else is genius is the 7-step program. I actually sat through it last night, the 7-step BPM. And, you know, you guys just continue to amaze me. Your leadership, your vision continues to amaze me. And a lot of people, you know, when they train or they talk about a BPM, it's just one way. But the way you guys have incorporated social media, the workbook, you know, some of the trips, the video. I'm here with one of our marketing partners who works with us in the marketing department, WFG, Andy Horner. And he even said, you know, starting with the video
cream cheese.
That's the best way to start this out, because it immediately puts a different mindset for the people sitting in the audience. I mean, I'm with WFG, and I was sitting there looking at the video, saying, oh, I want to go on that trip. You know, it's just natural. It's human nature. In fact, when you guys go to the super trip, Alicia, to the Philippines, I'm volunteering now to be the WFG home office representation. I will be there in the Philippines. You know, I'm Brown. My last name My last name has a Z. I can fit in the Philippines, right? Me and Victor, I was actually introduced as Victor Salvador at a meeting recently, so I think it works. But the party in Vietnam, though, is going to be amazing. It's going to be my first time to Vietnam. I've talked to several people who have been on all the WSB trips, and everyone has told me that Vietnam is the best one. So I can't wait to be there. But speaking of Vietnam, if I put on my Transamerica hat for 2 seconds, I can also tell you, you know, a lot of people know in WFG we now do foreign national business, whether it's Transamerica, Voya, you know, other carriers do foreign national business. But one of the things that Transamerica has not done that's hurt them is allow people to do Vietnam. I can tell you now we are working on getting Vietnam as one of the countries you can now do foreign national business with. So we are working on that as we speak. So that'll be
Foreign
huge.
national
It'd be nice to say
Transamerica
we do
with
a party
Vietnam
there.
also.
We can actually buy life insurance from the company that's doing the party there, right? It kind of only makes sense. But I just wanted to really say that I'm honored to be a part of you guys. I know I was more on the trans side, now working with you with WFG Home Office, and the goal is still the same. It's to help you build your businesses to protect more families. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So my goal is still the same. I'm just working with you guys in a different capacity to help you do that. And one of those is, how do we improve the platform? Just like you guys are improving WSB's platform, we're trying to do that at the home office. We recently announced things like a new marketing collateral look and feel. We talked about, I think April 1st, we're launching a brand new corporate public website. We're consolidating 3 websites into one brand new website. So that's happening. The bubble charts that we announced, they're not live yet, but they will be very soon. Just little things like that are signs of where we're trying to go as a company, but we're barely scratching the surface. We'll be announcing some huge bombshells this year at your convention that talk about what's going to show you where we're going in terms of creating a new experience for people to come into our business. And we want to make sure that you guys are at the forefront of that. That's why we're out here. That's why I'm out here learning more about what's changed in WSB. What are you guys doing now? How do you bring people into the business? We want to make sure that all of that information is digitized. Imagine a world where the Blue Book or the Workbook is online in your own WSB environment, connected to your Facebook community, and in the same area, the same actual site or experience, you can even access all the companies that you deal with and see what the status is on your clients, on their policies, not having to leave the website to go to another website. Everything in one spot. This is where we're going. But we want to make it not WFG, we want to make it WSB. And so that's why we're out here, working with your leadership to make sure that we're putting the right content. So more to come on that, but we're really, really, really excited. The last thing that I want to say is we've started March, which means this is the last month in the first quarter. So how many SMBs we have here? A lot of SMBs. So what that means is it's your last month to qualify for that $8,000 bonus. I don't know about you, but I could use an extra $8,000, especially after that dinner last night. That was amazing. It was Pam's first time, where she had from Savannah. It was Pam's first time eating sushi, raw fish, and she went to quite possibly the best sushi restaurant in the United States. So she did it. She's fine.
Is that Pam?
Still alive, right? We told her, though, it's all downhill from after that. Once you go to Sawa, everything else is not going to taste as good. So,
that's the best restaurant.
We are really, really excited about what we're trying to do with you guys and helping you grow your business. But again, this is the last month to qualify for that bonus. And if you're lucky enough to do $100,000 base shops, then you can actually qualify for $16,000 bonuses. So hopefully all of you collect that. If not, I mean, I'm not supposed to say this, but you literally are getting paid for doing what you already do. If Lisa Easley was here, she'd not be happy with me. But that's the truth. So how you're not taking advantage of this or fighting for this, I wouldn't know why. And then you just talked about with Michael Babikian launch. What you guys don't know behind the scenes, when you talk about your coach's vision and what he's trying to do with the platform, he's really, when I spoke to Michael about my tax, he said, Swan was the one that was really pushing us to develop this. So when you talk about these things that are rolling out that are making your platform better, it makes sense. You don't got to leave your house to go do your taxes anymore. I do my own taxes, but I do it on TurboTax all by myself, and I'm the one that's on the hook if it doesn't go well. I'm sitting here listening to Michael saying it's basically TurboTax, but I save myself an hour and a half, and I don't have the liability. It's absolutely amazing. And so I'm going to become a client just because I don't want to deal with it anymore. But I got to get a code so that way it's cheaper and I get a commission or something happens, right? Yeah, recruiting, yeah, there you go. So again, not only, if you're in WSB right now, you are in the perfect time to be part of this company. The platform you're building is adding new things like Light Hacks and the 7 Step and everything you're doing. It all makes perfect sense. And then in addition to that, at the home office, we're working on improving the platform as well. So right now you have a team of leaders, whether they're in the field like Alicia and Zong and Vic Salvador and Johnny Marion and Kevin too. You got a team of leaders who are working to build a better platform for you. And then in the home office, you have a team of leaders with myself, Susan Davies, Joe DePaula, Janice Curcio, Seth Miller, the list goes on, all with the same goal in mind, is improving that platform to make it easier for you guys to grow your business. And hopefully, we'll increase the number of CEOs by the time we get to San Jose. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at your Evolve convention. So thank you guys for letting me share this morning.
Awesome. Thank you. Wanted to introduce another person that Victor brought with him. Actually, the reason for the trip here, how many of you know about Campaign Manager on MyWFG? Right? And a lot of other things behind the scenes that WFG has. They take the credit, but actually behind the scenes there's a working bee, and he's the guy that's working behind the scenes. So he's a part of a company named Outstand. They partner with WFG to create a lot of and help us get better at combining our marketing and technology together. Okay, and so basically one of the things that they're working on is how to create content for teams in WFG. And of course, the first one, that's what they told me, the first one that they came to go talk to is WSB, right? So I just want to invite him up here because he spent the whole night in Gold Street last night. He came to our BPM, everything from manager meeting to BPM workshop, training, and then now we asked him to be here in the webinar today. So I want to welcome up Mr. Andy Horner.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Alicia. This is an honor for me. I've been wanting to have a chance to come to the capital of WSB, and as Victor puts it, the capital of WFG. I love the way he put that. And it was a little bit like drinking from the fire hose yesterday, having a chance to go to so many different meetings and learn so much about you. And it was very eye-opening. And one of the things that I picked up on were some of the terms that you all use, which I really like. Everything is very carefully chosen. And even today, some of you have used the term the 7-step miracle, right? So I feel like I really witnessed a miracle yesterday too. And I just wanted to point out from my job with WFG is to really behind the scenes. I like the term worker bee. I'm like the biggest worker bee of all time, right? So she's like the little worker bee. I'm like this big old worker bee. I can't fly. But I'll tell you, my job is to really help provide better tools and modern tools from video and great content, and but also arranging that content with technology, so making that content more available to you so you can get it out. And so one of the things talking to Swan about was the idea that all these tools that you have, like just starting off with the video in your BPM, your 7, that is so brilliant. The way that you guys have arranged these things, and then as you walk through it, and you have the different components. Like I'd heard about that you show Facebook as part of the 7 steps, and then when I saw it in your BPM, I was thinking what that does to transfer belief to a new person. Taking a look at this and exploring what you offer, just all those little steps in just the right order. Not only are they smartly organized, but think of how modern it is. What it shows is the credibility, the ability to share. All of these things that is modern, all of these things come together to really give you all the advantage from a marketing perspective, from a messaging perspective, to really be your best. And so I know you guys are growing like crazy, and I can't imagine that you wouldn't be able to with the way that you are doing these things. And so what I want to say is that as brilliant as that is, and as I think amazing as the modernization, that you guys have taken the lead in looking at what's the future, what are the tools that people want to use now. It's mobile, right? It's social media, it's video. Those are the tools that work today, and it's working for you. But I think from the back office and from the WFG side, we need to support you all just as modern just as many great tools, a video, your content that's now at your fingertips, things becoming simplified, because that's one of the things that you guys are like the best at, creating simple processes, simple duplication. I was amazed at how simple that meeting was. And the speaker, I don't know her name, but the one that did it here at Gold Street, Julian, where's your hand? Raise your hand. You did an amazing job. Your energy and your friendliness and how engaging you were, that creates just the right mood. So you guys put so many great pieces together. And so we want to put just as many great pieces together in the back end and in the technology coming to support you all at WSB from WFG. And that's what my job is. And now my eyes are open. I'm drinking from the fire hose from WSB, and I feel like I understand a little bit more, and I want to understand a lot more. So we're listening, and we're learning, and we're going to do the absolute best we can to support you and try to match your modernization and match the simplicity that you guys are doing. It's very impressive, and we're very honored to be part of it. So thank you.
Thank you, Andy. You know, we already have so much confidence, but it just kind of builds your confidence more hearing from a third party or outside perspective, outside eyes, to see, you know, that they understand. They can catch it right away about why we do what we do and how we do it and how it's the new way of doing business. So we appreciate and, you know, looking forward to, you know, building our relationship closer to be able to help more. We told them, you know, let's say, for example, potentially for campaign manager, why not, like, let's say we change it from they attend workshop 1. So we send out a reminder with our picture, our logo that says, hey, Alana, thank you for coming. Remember, on Thursday at 7 o'clock, we have workshop 2 now coming up. We're going to see you there. Or click here to register or whatever it is, right? So it's going to be a lot of things coming up in this year. But don't forget,